Hello, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 21 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 36. It is Sunday. Welcome to the chill out, relax kind of day. I hope you're all having a nice Sunday so far. Don't forget that, well, we sometimes like to call it Support Sunday because, well, if you do me the huge favor of hitting 5,000 likes on this video in the first 3 hours, then you will get a double upload today. You'll have another video at 8 PM UK tonight. So 5,000 likes in the first 3 hours. That is your target. Go ham, make it happen, and you'll get a second video. And of course, subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. All of that good stuff. So thank you for that. Now that we got the admin out of the way, let's get on into the episode. Now today is going to be about a couple of things. We've got marquee matchups, and then I've got my first 5 games of champs, which is always fun. It's always an experience, isn't it? So marquee matchups this week didn't seem particularly difficult really to me, but I didn't even look at the packs before I did it, and after I completed it, oh, by the way, take a look at this. I don't know what happened, but I went into the second squad, which I'd pre-built for the video, and my main team came up, and I was like, no, do not submit that squad. And eventually it kicked me out of Ultimate Team. I went back in again, and the squad that I had pre-prepared was there. So I was like, whew, for a minute, I didn't know. I thought maybe I was going to end up submitting my main squad. Luckily, I don't think it actually reached the requirements. So, yeah, we would have got away with that one. But, yeah, once I'd finished marquee matchups, I sort of went and had a little look at the packs, ready to open them. And I was a little bit disappointed. It was a lot of small mixed this, rare or mixed electrum. I don't know. It was just all that type of stuff. And there was a couple of all right packs, though, to be fair. But I quite like it. I don't really like the small packs. I like to get like more players than what we actually put in, because then you can typically profit from it. But I guess maybe that's the point in why they do this. But when they do small packs, they tend to be a little bit better ones. So like it'll be a small prime goal players pack as opposed to just like a Electrum players pack, which is a full pack or something. I don't know. I'm waffling at this point. But the first one we end up getting literally a non-rare, which is obviously not what you love to see. And what is this? Is this a mixed or an Electrum? This is a mixed pack. This is a prime mixed pack, I think. Who knows? Or was that just a... who knows? Anyway, move on to the next one. Just a rare from this as well. No boards, no walkouts. We're going to take ourselves an 82 rated Daily Blind. Yeah, it's not the worst thing in the world. Sometimes you can use an 82 like that. But we do already have him, so I can stick him up on the market. However, I don't think that players like that really sell right now. We're going to get boards in pack number 3, though. And this time we're going to get Brazil centre mid from, I actually don't know what club that is. However, I wasn't really paying attention when I opened it, so I didn't know if I had a walkout or not. And for like the split second, I kind of thought I was getting informed Paulinho, which, yeah, obviously I came down from that high really quickly as we just got ourselves Renato Augusto. And then just a rare in the next pack as well. This time it is going to be a Spanish striker, Paco Alcacer. Really not what you want to see from like the second best pack here, which is the small prime goal players pack, I think it was. And then from the rare Electrum, or the final pack, we do get boards once again. This time we get ourselves a Spaniard, which can always be fairly bad. But in terms of boards but not walkout, that's about as good as it gets, because it's an 85, all right? You know, and we'll definitely take an 85. That can be useful either to sell if his price is high. I didn't even check. I just stuffed him in the club for now. An 84 Tagliafico as well, and some silvers, which I think might possibly sell. So I sold a few things, either that were like duplicates or whatever. I think like 10 items sold. I also bought a couple of celebrations. I bought a T-Rex to see if I could get like the, is it the Naruto run type celebration? Because there's 2 celebrations named T-Rex. Great. And I bought the wrong one. But the actual celebration I've bought for this weekend is the, I think it's called like Turn and Zoom. And you'll see it a couple of times throughout my videos, I guess, over the next couple of days. I made sure I did it so that you can see it. And I can make it worthwhile for the 5k that I spent. It is this one. It is quite a funny celebration. Yeah, I don't know what you guys think of it. But I tend to not celebrate all the time, but I will do it a fair few times because I did spend 5,000 coins on it. And obviously we go on into our first weekend league game here, and we are in that 4-1-2-1-2. I'm going for this entire weekend league in my 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. I want to see how it works. This has got to be like a big test for me because, one, I'm in a formation which I'm not necessarily familiar with, and two, I have downgraded my defense considerably from what we had last weekend. So I need to outscore my opponents. Hopefully the attack in the 4-1-2-1-2 is really good, and that would provide me with like more goals, excess goals, so that when my opponents inevitably score against me, we survive and actually win the match. But you can see right here, like normally the first game of the weekend league is a fairly easy rage quit. I literally only just got my my 2-goal lead restored in the 90th minute. So that was a tough old game. However, what I was doing here was playing during the day on Friday, which normally I wait for like school to finish or whatever, so there's more people on the servers. I normally find the easier games at that point, but because it was like a half term for people that go to school, I figured I could play any time during the day. So this was literally like Friday morning. I thought I'd get a couple games in and see how it went. So we end up getting a win in our first game. We win 4-2, and then I rainbow flick my opponent here and then just sort of like work it down the byline. Hernandez ends up getting 2 stabs at it, and he does score, which I didn't expect my centre-back to be scoring goals with his feet, especially. So, yeah, I mean, GG's there. But Gabriel Jesus does manage to get past my defenders. And I don't know if that was a low-driven shot, but you'll see it again right here. He gets through, and I wonder if Varane or Gomez manages to get back in that situation. I'm not sure. But I don't really have many complaints about my defence so far. But it was another real, like, low-driven shot, and I wonder if I should be trying to take some of those every now and again. Because there's something which, since they changed low drivens to L1R1 or LBRB last year, and they were so ineffective last year, I don't really see anyone doing them. But my opponents had 2 shots and 2 goals with like shots that stay really low. So I wonder if he was doing them, and maybe I should try them out in my next few games. Anyway, 2-2 into the second half, we get a really lucky like. He didn't clear it very well, and I picked the ball up with Iñaki, and I just chip him with the 2-star weak foot, so he scores a goal on his left foot. And then Ousmane Dembele sort of does this. I just rainbow flicked again and ended up just like juggling my way into the box, and it kind of worked. So we'll definitely take that. That's 4-2. And then when he starts running out with Neuer here, and I just track him with Dembele, I don't know what he was doing. I think maybe he'd given up, so I score a little Rabona goal on him. And that is when my opponent is going to peace out. He is done 5-2. So 2-0 in the weekend league, and we've scored like 9 goals, which is really like where we need to be, because we've already conceded 5 goals. Is that right? No, 4 goals. I can't remember how many we conceded in the first game. It was 2, wasn't it? Yeah, we've conceded 4 goals in 2 games, which I would say is like an average to fairly high amount to concede. But we've scored so many that we're just like still winning, which is good. Then I come up against this 5 at the back team. Really expensive squad. Lots of very, very good players in here. And I have to say, from the first like few minutes of the game, I thought I was going to get completely annihilated. I was sat back in my own box with my opponent peppering me with pressure. I end up going 1-0 up. I think it was Ousmane Dembele that scored. And then Frenkie de Jong ends up knocking it through to Dembele again. I think he's probably going to end up being my top scorer again this weekend. The man's a beast. I don't know how anyone's not using him. Like, if you're on some sort of budget or a road to glory or something, I don't know how you haven't got Ousmane Dembele in your squad, because he is just a cheap Neymar. I am telling you, he's insane. But when I went 3-0 up, this guy gave up. So I figured what we would do is we'll just get it up to 5-0 and then just pass the ball around if he wasn't going to quit. But I also noticed that he wasn't controlling any players, so it wasn't like he had stuck a rubber band around his controller so that his players were always moving and he didn't get disconnected. You'll see in just a minute that he does end up getting disconnected from the servers, because you only get like 40 seconds of if you're inactive, right? So he got kicked, and we get a 5-0 victory. And that genuinely wasn't like a 5-0 game. I know it was only 3-0 before he started not playing, but yeah, that game could have gone so differently, especially with the first few minutes of incredible pressure that he applied on me. So 3-0, Into the next one, we come up against... look at that defense, right? That's probably nearly the perfect defense for the game at this stage. Kyle Walker, Virgil van Dijk, Varane and Mendy. Like, I don't understand how you can get much better unless you have, like, icons. So that was something I needed to break through. And we know that my defense is probably the weakest area of my team. However, my attack is very good. I mean, my players. I'm not trying to, like, big myself up here. But we do go 1-0 up. Iñaki Williams doing work. And I actually really like this card. I think I'm probably going to get bored of it in the next few weeks. But I think he's still so effective. He is really, really good. I don't know if he expired by now or not. But he's such a great card on this game. Like, the 2-star weak foot, I've been finding to not affect him in the slightest. He just tries to shoot on his right all the time. Anyway, we end up making it 3-0 after 35 minutes. And the doorbell rang, so I paused it. I wasn't trying to force my opponent to rage quit. But I think not long after, or maybe even in the same pause, he does end up quitting. So I came back to a nice rage quit, I think. So yeah, that's good. I mean, we win a 3-0 game against a tough old team with a red Rashford in it and a really solid defense. So that's a huge dub for me. That's quite a considerable win, and we're 4-0, and we battered that guy as well. So that's great. 4-0 is the perfect start, and can we make it 5-0 in my final game of the episode? Well, I come up against this. That's a nice team. I mean, it's a weird team, isn't it? It's really stacked in the attack. And he's got a blue Neymar. But there's like Schultz and stuff. I don't know. I think it's an all right team. And I have to say this was an all right player. We were having a good old game here. I was finding it very difficult. I think he had quite a low depth, because when I was pushing, either that or he was set up in a way where lots of people came back whilst I was countering. Because normally with the 4-1-2-1-2, you can just break and then you've almost got like as many attackers as they've got defenders back. But with this guy sitting back a little bit further, I found it a bit more difficult to do anything. And I don't think I had a shot in the first half. And he went 1-0 up. I made this error in the second half, and I'm like, all right, well, I've just cost myself the game here, haven't I? Because I did start to apply pressure, and I thought I was going to find my way back into this match. But yeah, then give a 2-goal lead, the second goal away, and you're just like, okay, what have you done there, Tom? But Iñaki Williams knocks it to Dembele, and a smasher there from Ansu Fati gets me that 1 goal that I need. I then went on like constant pressure, high press, all of that stuff, just to basically throw the kitchen sink at him, see if we can get another goal. And if we can, we're either going to push this one to extra time, or we could possibly even win. We do get the goal. 72 minutes on the clock. Ousmane Dembele, that man again is super clinical for me. So skillful, and he moves incredibly well. So we go on into extra time. My opponent brings on the lone Mbappe, which I can't really complain about. He's won me a few games in the past, but yeah, I just couldn't seem to tackle him. I couldn't get near him, and he ends up just knocking the ball into Neymar, and I'm 3-2 down again. I mean, trying to deal with a Neymar and Mbappe is about as difficult as it gets, especially with like my defense. I can't rely just on Joe Gomez and Varane at this point. But I have to say, I'm still so impressed with Klosterman especially. Like Lucas Hernandez I could take or leave, but I love Mukiele, I love Klosterman, and I really love Alphonso Davies. Like, great players, and I see them as some of the stronger defenders on the game, I guess, at this point, despite their ridiculous prices and like availability for that. You know, I hope you guys did Mukiele, because in the end I think it was totally worth it. So I'm actually like advantage 1 here in penalties, because my opponent either missed or I saved his first one. I think I saved it. But then I dived the right way, but he stuck it so perfectly in the corner that the ball still went in. And I'm like, well, I obviously can't save that at that point. And then I miss. I get one saved. So we're now level pegging. He then hits the bar. So if I score this one, I could be back in the lead again. And it's just a poor penalty, really, isn't it? It's too much indecision, making that circle so big, so the margin of error is bigger. So once again, we are level. He steps up with Neymar, sticks it in the back of the net. Who's going to step up for me? Who's going to be that man? It's Iñaki Williams. What am I going to do? I just go down the middle, green it, and we end up going into sudden death. Steps up with Di Maria. good penalty, sent me the wrong way. I don't know. I make a decision, I make a snap decision on which way I'm going to dive, and I just go that way. And then such a poor penalty from me actually loses me the game, which I was mad about for like a minute, and then it's all good, isn't it? You know, I actually think he deserved to win the game, so the fact that I got it to penalties was like a challenge enough. So yeah, no real complaints. I think the better opponent actually won in that one, and we're 4-1, so I'm not going to complain too much either. You know, I think that's a pretty good start for me. You know, we are, you know, nearly a third of the way towards where we want to be at Gold 3. So just a brief, like, description of all the players so far, people I've really enjoyed. Like I said, Mukiele's a beast. I think you can trust Neuer in net as well. He seems pretty good. Alphonso Davies is madness. Frankie de Jong and Goretzka, I would say, might be kind of like the weak area of my team. I would like some even better versions of what they are as my box-to-box midfielders, but they are doing a job. I just don't feel like 100% certain in them defending, and I obviously don't feel 100% certain in them attacking either. So they're just kind of there, but Llorente as a CDM is great. Ansu Fati, brilliant. Ousmane Dembele, fantastic. Iñaki Williams, I love the man. So I love my attack. I'd love to try and, I wish I did that flashback Witzel, if I'm honest. Because then I could have got like Delaney and we could have, it could have been really nice, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe there'll be some new rule breakers that could fit the team at some point in time as well. Guys, that is going to be the end of the episode right here. You know you've got the target. 5,000 likes in 3 hours and you'll get another video later on tonight. Make it happen. Hit that thumbs up button. I really appreciate it. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Thank you for that. Come follow me on Twitter, Instagram. The links are down below. Come see what I get up to in my daily life. Thank you for all the follows over there recently. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Take it easy. Stay safe and healthy. And you know what? I trust that you can get the job done. I'll catch you later on tonight. Peace.